Today we are going to see about local resource setting. Local resource setting. See, in the previous class we have covered like how to connect to an external system, right? So we have I have shown you an example where I'm connecting to a service which gets the weather report, right? It's an exposed service which you can see like that. So many services were available in web services x.net. There were so many services. Among that, I have choose the service which sends the weather report. So let's run the work object. See, might be we have checked out the tool and something with it connect. So and even we had covered exception handling also on that day in last class, how to do the exception handling and everything. We covered that as well. Let's log out and log in and see the transform the service record low activity. That's the details. So generally, how we are doing it, we have a connect soap method. In the connect soap method, before reaching that, we are setting the request in it using a data transform. We are setting the request. In data transform, you can initialize the properties. You can set values for the properties rather than using the property set method. You can use a data transform. Okay. So let's see in the connect soap method. In the connect soap method, we are calling this connect soap group. Here we have the endpoint URL of the service. Endpoint URL of the service. So nothing but to connect to the external service, this is the endpoint URL. This is the endpoint URL. Generally, this endpoint URL will be changing from environment to environment. See, the service provider, they will provide the endpoint URL for development environment. they will provide one URL, and for test environment they will provide one URL, and for stage environment they will provide another URL, and for the prod environment they will provide another URL. This endpoint URL will be changing from environment to environment. Will be changing from environment to environment. Okay, so this you have to, this URL has to be picked based on the environment dynamically. You don't have to mention here statically. So because while you deploying the product, deploying this application to the next environment, what will you do? You will log this rule set, right? This every rule set positioning you will log, and you will move the code to next environment. If you mention the URL here statically, as static, if you mention the URL statically, what will happen? You have to go to the next environment and check out the rule and modify it. So that version will be logged. That version will be logged. You cannot modify a rule which is in locked version, right? So that URL has to be passed dynamically. That is nothing but global resource setting. That URL has to be picked based on the environment. So here widely we use declare pages for this. Widely for this declare global resource setting, we use a declare page for this. How we are going to do this is, we have to create a declare page and a system setting rule, and in the declare page, and we will create a data transform. Data transform or activity. Okay, so let's see what is global resource setting. How will we load that URL dynamically? Okay, based on the environment. See, now I'm going to create a declare page now. New technical declare pages. A declare page must start with declare underscore. A declare page must start with declare underscore. Declare underscore environment settings. Okay, I'm creating in this version. And it is a node level page I'm going to create. The class of it, AIG, sorry, it is CM, right? CM, bank, class group, class only, and I want to have a load activity here which loads the environment URLs. Environment setting URLs. In Pega 6.2, this is SP2 or SP1. I think in 6.2 SP2 we have option to call data transform in declare page. No, yeah. Even the data transform we can call from activity. So let's see. I'm creating this activity now. Is everyone able to hear me? and able to understand what I am going to do, what I explain?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to call it data transform from this using apply data transform method. Apply data transform. And what is that data from? From as a env resource settings. Create. So I want to set a value. I want to set a property that is nothing but I will create the weather report URL. A property. I will create a property weather report URL. We create it and give the URL here. The same URL which is in connect. So give the URL here in the data transform. Go to history tab and save it. Go to activity. Go to pages in class. Sorry, security tab. Check may start and change the type to low declarative page as you are referring this activity in declare pages. Save this and go to declare pages. Mention the access group. CM bank administrators and say this rule as well. Now run it. Just go to the declare page. Is that declare page? Where can you see in declare pages? It's a node level page which I created. This is the declare page which I created. And see the weather report URL. It has been set here. Okay. So what is our aim? This URL, even this now, this is static. This will be changed environment to environment. Like for dev, it will have one URL. For dev, you will have one environment. For test environment, you will have one URL, and for UAT, you will have one URL, and for prod, you will have one URL. So this has to be, this value should be dynamic, not static. How can we define that? For that, you have to create a system setting rule, new sysadmin system setting rule. I'm giving this, referring this rule set, owning rule set, CM bank FW. New sysadmin, system setting, or CM band. Okay, this thing. What is the purpose? Weather report URL. So here you will have the text boxes like this. You will be having 5 URLs to be. You can mention 5 values. You can mention 5 values. How this will work in the sense, one in the sense it is sandbox. One is sandbox, and 2 is dev, and 3 is test, and 4 is UAT or stage, and 5 is prod, and 5 is prod. So the one which is sandbox URL, you will provide here. You will provide that URL here. So this thing, just provide here value, and the development environment URL provide here. Now we have only a single URL. That weather report service, they provide only one URL. So everywhere I am mentioning them. So generally they will be in real time. You will be having different URLs. In this way you have to mention. 2 is dev, 3 is test, UAT is 4, and prod is 5. Like this you have to mention. So here I will anyway give the description: dev, test, UAT, and prod. And this is what is that? Sandbox. Okay. Now save this rule. Save this rule. Now we have made it dynamically. Like it will be picking the URL of the respective environment. Even the environment which you logged in, you can check whether it is dev, whether it is test, whether it is UAT, or whether it is prod. How can you check in the sense? Go to Rules Explorer, go to System, go to Sysadmin, and click on System Rule. This is nothing but production level, open Pega or PRPC, any instance. See, production level is 2. 2 is nothing but dev. In test you will be having it as 3. In UAT you will be having this as 4. In production you will be having it as 5. This production level, based on this rule will pick the URL. Nothing but value. Based on that production level, in the system rule, it will pick the value. Okay. Is that clear? Hello.
Right.
Yeah, seems okay.
Yeah. So let's see. Anyway, we have configured based on the environment. This rule has to be referred in the data transfer. How can we refer this? You can refer this using a function. Using a function, we can refer this rule. Okay. How can we refer that how can write that function. You don't need to write any function for that. You don't need to write any Java code for that. Pega has default functions, so many default functions. I'm just searching it, get data system setting, data system. Get rule system setting. Get rule system setting. Using this, you can call that system setting rule using this function. Let's see how can we call that. Just go to the data transform, check out that, and click on build expression icon, and go to utilities library, and check get, what is that function? Get rule system setting. Where is see, get rule system setting. Provide the owning rule set. What is it? Which rule set I have provided while referring it? What is where is that rule system setting rule? This is the owning rule set of it. I'll just note it in the notepad. And what is the setting name? Weather report URL. So now go to the data transform. Reset. Utilities library. And function get rule system setting. Get rule system setting. This is the owning rule set, and this is the rule name. Insert it, click on insert, and validate expression is valid. Save this. Click on save and check in the rule. Check in the rule. Okay, let's run that. Even now, the same thing which you mentioned there is being loaded. Go to the declare page. Note, declare env setting. So this is the URL. Now, this path has to be referred in the connexo rule. Now, the URL will be picked dynamically, right? It will be populated dynamically. That path you have to give declare pages, declare env settings, and this is the property. This is how you have to give the path. So now what will happen when the service is running? When the service is running, when the connect soap method is executing, it will check the path, this path, like declare pages, declare env setting page, whether endpoint URL. This will be populated from the declare page. From the declare page. In the declare page, we have the activity. In the activity, we have the data transform. In the data transform, we are calling a system setting rule. We are calling a system setting rule. In the system setting rule, we have the production levels. We have the production levels like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the production levels like this. So based on the production level, it will pick the corresponding endpoint URL. So now we made it dynamic. Okay, this is nothing but global resource setting. So anyone has any doubts on it? Hello?
No.
Okay. So next thing is I'm going to show you how to build a service. Like we have seen how Pega can connect to external system and get the data. And now we are going to see how Pega can provide the service and external system, how can they consume our service. So we have seen like connect soap, right? We have seen connect soap method, and we have seen soap type service. So Pega can connect to so many services using so many mediums, like not only connect soap, you have other options as well, like new. Just see the connectors. We have several connectors: connect BPL, connect CMS, EJB, connect file, and HTTP, and connect JCA, JMS, Java messaging service, and connect Java. You can directly connect to a Java technology, and connect MQ, message queuing system. You can directly connect to a message queuing system, and connect REST. So SOAP's next level is REST. Connect SOAP next level is REST, and you can connect to SQL. You can directly connect to a external database using connect SQL, and connect.NET. You have several types to connect to external systems. Widely, you will be using connect SOAP only in the real time. I think even my 5 years experience, I didn't use any of the connect medium like connect DPL. I didn't use anywhere. So the mostly will be using connect SOAP only. 99%. In our application, we have 43 services. 42 services are connect SOAP only. Using connect SOAP only, will be connecting.
Have you never
Only
used REST?
Yeah?
Have you never used REST or HTTP?
No.
Okay. Messaging system in queue?
Even that also.
Okay.
Very rare scenarios where we'll use and connect MQ or JMS. Among 43 services, we have only one service, connect JMS. For that, we cannot show the example here that there should be a service provided by the JMS. So that type of service, even in Google, I'm not able to find out. We cannot show it now. We show it in the first edition here. If you want the notes, I will try to share you the link for JMS. So it would be same like this only. Even connect JMS rule also would be same like this. So like this, here you are providing some endpoint URL to connect to the external service. Like there will be some JNDI server utility, some other rules will be there. So even accelerator is there for that as well. You can create the required rules from the wizard as well. Okay. So next, I'm going to show you the how to build a how Pega provides a service to external system. So let's see that. So before that, I want to show you like this is a banking application only, but I want to show one example to you um, like this. A customer has some. It's an insurance company. A customer has some policies. Um, the key criteria for the CSR is when the customer walks to the insurance company, they will provide the first name, date of birth, and all those things, the personal details. Based on that, it has to retrieve the policies, and it should show in a grid layout. That is the requirement. And it has to show only the active policies, not the past, not the inactive policies. Active policy in the sense, a policy will have started and ended. A started and ended a policy will have. It has to show the policy which is in the current date, which range is in the current date. That policy only it has to show. Okay, that is the requirement, and we'll build a logic for that. That same service will expose as a service to the external system. Okay, let's build that, and tomorrow we'll see how to develop that service for that. So this is banking application. That's I'm just showing you an application here. So I'll create a data table for the reference customer information. Add a new data table. So what happens if you check this checkbox? If I check this checkbox, what happens?
Creates a data table with the same name.
Yeah, if you created data table anyway, it will this wizard will create a data table. So we are mentioning a class, right? A separate table will be created for this in the database. When I check this checkbox, a separate table will be created. If I don't check this checkbox, it will be connected to PR underscore other, PR underscore default table. If I check this checkbox, if we check this checkbox, it will this wizard will create a table in the DB, PR underscore CM underscore loan underscore, like that. It will create a separate table for this. First name, Okay. Coincidence. Just having these details in this table, and the data was should be date, data type, and policy start date and end date as well. This date, date. Okay. And I'm creating this. Just click on generate, and what is the keys? First name and date of birth, and even date of birth, and policy number also key. Click on generate. Okay, the table has been created. I'll enter the data into this. In Excel. It's taking time to render Excel. Uh, let's wait for a minute. Oh, shit. I'll enter manually. I don't want to go for Excel. Data birth, I want to just enter the data birth like this. And policy number and policy start date. It's still 30% March. Eligibility is 5 lakh. And co-pay 2%. Co-insurance 5 and 7. And I want to add another record for this. It has 2 pulses. This instance already exists. How? It's too slow. Next, I want to enter another data. For the same customer, he has two pulses. And the date of birth is same. And the policy number changes. And the policy start date and date as well. It is from 2014. Nine 18. And eligibility is 6 lakh. And copay 3 and 6%. And save this record. And it has another policy which is a past policy. It is inactive. It's a inactive policy. The eligibility was for it's 3 lakhs was the eligibility. And save it. And that's sent on another customer. I'll do the exercise for this. I'll just have on this details only. So in the UI, we'll make a change. I think we have a section for it which collects first name and all these details. Collect personal info. Check out this. I'm making a change to this now. The same section. I'm making a change. This is in O2. Let's see. I'll remove all these layouts which was there earlier. and I will drop a new layout, which is a repeating layout, because the customer may have multiple policies, right? Those multiple policies we have to show in a um, row and column format, like a table we have to represent. Okay, so to populate that, you need a page list, right? To refer in a repeating rate layout, to refer in a repeating layout, you need a page list. It's nothing but which will get the policy details. First, you have to populate those policy details. How can we populate? I'll create an activity. I'll get the details using obj browse method. Using obj browse method, I will get the details. So browse get customer details, get customer details. So which method you can use to retrieve multiple values? Obj browse. And what is the page? Just declare the page here, customer info. And what is the class? We have just created a data table, right? That is the class of a CM loan, CM data, customer info. Customer details. Yeah. And what is the criteria? First name and date of birth. And date of birth. I will make this as date. Yeah, it is date only. Let's check in the section whether it is date or yes, it is date only. Okay. So go to the activity. This is the criteria. We have to bring the data for which we have to bring the one which is entered in the UI. We have a condition, right? Is equal. Is equal the one which is entered in the UI. Nothing but when we create a work object, where do we have the information? In Pega work page, right? In Pega work page. And what would be the class of it? The work class would be the class. Just copy the work class. See, just go to the clipboard, or else go to the clipboard if you are confused. Just go to the clipboard, open the Pega work page. Where is it? Pega work page. This is not the class. Just create a new work object. Pega work page. And what is the class? Px obj class. copy it. Here you have the information which you are entering in the UI in the work object. So this is the criteria PV workbench dot first name and PV workbench dot date of birth. This is the criteria. Okay. And go to security tab. Check may start. As you are referring this to somewhere, check may start and uncheck authenticate. Click on save. It is throwing error because when you have even this thing we covered earlier in OBJ browse method, the one which is having condition like where class is equal to nothing but where class in DB. Select star from where. When you have the criteria like that, OBJ browse cannot retrieve the data from the block. It should be an exposed property. How can we expose a property? Just go to the class where you want to expose the property. Customer details. This first name and date of birth I want to expose. Right click on the property. Optimize for reporting. Click on next. Click on next. Finish it. And even date of birth as well I want to expose. Right click on date of birth. Click on optimize for reporting. Click on next. Next. Finish it. Okay. So let's go to the activity. Now save this activity. This will be saved. Okay. So this activity should be referred in the section now. On click of this button, I'll call that activity. I'll call that activity on click of this button. On click event. On click. Refresh this section. Call the activity which we created now. Is this the activity which we created? Get customer details. Yeah. Click on OK. Click on OK. Is this the activity? Yes. Get customer details. I'll copy it better. Go to advanced. Refresh this section. Run the activity. This one. Click on OK. And click on OK. I'll remove this layout as of now. Let's see what's happening on click of that. to the flow we made some change. I'll delete checkout. For integration, we made some change, right? We have created a new section and we didn't I'll delete checkout that. Whatever the changes which we did, I'll revoke the changes. Now create new object. See what is first name? Steve. And date of birth. Let's enter the date of birth which we gave there in the data table. Click on get customer details. Now the activity would have been uh, executed, and go to the latest thread, and this is a page where the data should be. Two zero five 0302. Just having single record. It should not be. Let's run the activity with the value only. I don't want to have any criteria there. I'm just executing the activity. I'll go to the clipboard and check. We should get all the values. Customer info code Pega. Yes, we have. Now let's have the criteria. Where is it? Is equal. Is equal. Where is it? 2x. Yeah, I have the criteria now. Let's see, should pick all the values of this customer. Chapter 3. Customer info. Code Pega this. See, it is retrieving all the details. Now, this policy details I want to show in the UI as multiple rows, and I want to retrieve all the values, not only date of birth, these things. I want to retrieve the policy start date, policy end date, and everything. Just mention in the criteria policy number and policy start date and policy end date and the eligibility and date of birth. All these are criteria with value only. This only I want to have the condition A, B, A, and
Something?
yeah.
What will happen if you give only condition as value only? The data
Yeah,
pointer.
value only is nothing but we know query in database.
Yes, yes, I know.
Yeah, it's nothing but select star from table. You don't have any condition. You don't have any where class.
Okay, okay.
So is equal nothing but where you have condition. Where class you are having.
Okay.
Value only nothing but select star from some table. You don't have any condition on these properties.
Okay. That's why if you say if you don't have a condition on a property, then why you want to keep this?
Yes. See, even in overlay browse, only the properties which are part of criteria, for those only values will be retrieved.
Oh, okay.
That's why. And that's why I'm using all the properties here.
Okay.
Now save this and go to the click click this. I have clicked on that button. Just go there and check. Now all the details will be there in the page. Before that, we was having only what policy, sorry, date of birth and first name, right? Now we have all the details. That's why I mentioned in the criteria. So now that detail has to be shown in the UI like a grid layout. Like a grid layout. So just add the grid layout, repeating grid. Here you have to mention the reference. So where that page is, where the details for, where all the policy details exist, in customer info page, in PX results page list. Customer info is the page. In PX results page list, we have all the details. This you have to refer as a source to the grid layout. First, you have to declare it in pages and classes. Then only you can refer it. dot px results and this is the class of that. Yeah.
Here, Sandeep.
Yeah.
Can you go to pages and classes?
Yes.
So why can't we give only the fourth line? I need to say customer input at page first. Why we need customer input?
This is not required. Even if you don't give up this also, this will be saved.
Okay.
So now you have to refer the page list where the data exists. Here the data exists. Okay. Right. I have referred it. Click on OK and give the properties. What are all the properties which you want to show here? I want to show policy number. This is a property, and the label you have to mention here. And I want to show policy started, ended. So it is from that class, right? You can directly go to that class, customer details, and drag and drop it. So like this, policy started, I record, policy ended. Like this, you can drag and drop. So when you drag and drop, that labels will be auto-populated. And I want to have eligibility as well. Okay, save it. Now go to this activity. Sorry, go to the work object and click on get customer details. Every time better to create it's create a new work object. Now it is showing all the details. Okay, this delete icon, if you don't want, you can remove it. If you don't want, you can remove it. Save it. And tomorrow we'll write some more logic and we'll expose that service. Now we are having just okay, this is how we can do. So now I want to loop this page. Someone asked, right, how can we loop a page list? This is a page list, right? This is a page list which is being generated using OBJ browse method. I want to loop this page list. First, you have to declare it in pages and classes. Then only you can save. Then only you can do. Just go to the section there we record, right? I'll just copy it and paste here. to the activity, different pages and classes. Now I'm looping this page list. So you have an option to loop for each embedded page. For each embedded page, I want to check policy start date dot policy start date we have the logic. Let me see. So it may take half an hour to write this logic. So let's write it tomorrow and expose the service. Okay. Even the looping also will be covered tomorrow. Is it clear for today? Like showing the details in the embedded. Yeah.
Can I go to clipboard?
Yes.
Yeah, here only. I mean, show me any other old threads.
Any other?
Yeah. Yeah, the expand customer info.
Yes.
So I have one requirement similar like this. So in my requirement is here we have page list, right? So
Yes.
in real time scenario we are we will attach documents to the work items.
Okay.
Okay, at the time we create the POI attachment categories there, right? We get an page list over there. So whatever the attachments you are attaching the user portal, it will come here, right?
Yes.
So I want to show that values in a repeating layout. As the same thing what you are doing. So in this
Okay.
case, I don't want to create any activity, right? Directly, I can refer this page list and with the repeating layout, and I can show it out, right?
Yes, you don't need to write any activity. Directly you can, if the page list is being formed, you can directly refer page list in the layout.
Okay.
Here.
Okay. Yeah. But I can able to refer that, but you are dragging and dropping the properties in the layout, right? But I don't have the properties.
Okay, you just you can like this also. You can refer. You can check what all the properties and you can check this like so in cell properties.
So because it's an inbuilt class actually, attachments we have Pega inbuilt classes. So I have to go to the class and I have to refer the properties.
Even with PY attachment categories, it is a Pega's inbuilt class, right?
Yes.
So even that you have some properties. Data work attached file. In that you will be having some properties. You can refer that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So is it clear, everyone? Okay then.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's clear.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.